Well, it's the last day of the year and it is once again Norman Grey. I just happened to be in Cormeilles now and I wanted to show you this lovely little old village, and there are some particular things about this little town which are very sweet. There's someone here who does stained glass windows. He specializes in that. I've never actually been into his shop, but I will one day because it's really interesting. So this is the shop of the guy who does stained glass. Look at this, this is lovely. He seems to do all things glass really, not just stained glass windows for churches and other similar buildings. He also sells little beads from Murano. Old bottles, flattened bottles, that's odd. And I can see here in the background these doors which are Art Nouveau. They're lovely. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that right over there. This is lovely. I'm just going up the steps now towards this lovely little church. I think this is the only church whose floor goes up like that. It's on a slope, the whole thing. It's very pretty. Right, let's get back to the main square, which is where we parked, because we're here just to get snails for our celebration this evening. And we're on our way to Trouville, which is just next to Deauville, which we're not crazy about because it's so full of Parisians. Sorry for all the Parisians out there, but there are just too many packed there at the weekend. And this is the main road in Cormeilles. It's really quite sweet.
Bonjour, ça va? Don't like that. Yeah. Si, il y a ça.
Doesn't even got a name apparently. Really big.
So that is Deauville, over the other side of this river called the Touques. And we are on the more Norman side, with the casino right there. We're coming to Trouville today to buy seafood for this evening. That's the traditional thing that is bought for the New Year's celebrations, at least in this part of France. And here we are. Seafood galore. It's fantastic.
Actually, let's get to the Fiji Fijis.
No, I don't know about Antoine and the Hulot, shrimps, all sorts of funny things I don't know the names of. Giant king crabs. Very expensive because they're very difficult to fish. They live in very turbulent seas, freezing conditions, and fishing them is pretty dangerous. So I've been told. Just look. Sea urchins. Lovely. Ça vous ennuie pas que je filme un petit peu? C'est pour mon vlog.
Qui veut apparaître sur le blog? Non. Allo, fiche.
We always go to Les Petits Mousses because the prices are okay, they're friendly, they're young, they're efficient and fast. Look at that. So here in these little side streets, particularly around Christmas time and the New Year, you can eat in these little extra bits added to the restaurants. They're heated, it's very nice and cozy, it has a nice flair about it. So Trouville is built mostly on slopes like this.
Sort of realistic.
Ah oui, mais c'est vrai, c'est vrai.
Look at the.
Trouville is cute.
C'est super froid ça.
Là, je viens d'acheter un bon créole.
Ich glaube, da macht sein Netz.
This looks very typically Norman sea coast style. And that. I just rushed back to get a few pieces of seaweed because they're very hard to get. Apparently no one was delivered except one guy who gave me some for free, which is very nice because I didn't actually buy any seafood on his stand. So, and here it is. Just to decorate our plateau. And that is the Casino Barrière. Barrière is a big name here. They have many hotels. Deauville, Trouville, everywhere on the coast. I think that's where all the stars spend their time or sleep when they come for the Deauville festival. This is the little bec de Trouville, so it's the ferry to take you from Trouville to Deauville, and in the other direction as well, because it's much more charming than having to walk up the quay that way, take the bridge, and ending up in the same place. It's much nicer. The light here is very nice too. Look at that, beautiful. And the Norman coast is very well known for having been so inspiring to the French Impressionists. Monet and all the rest of them were around these parts, particularly because of the light in Normandy. And now we are going down into the cellar. I just hope no one shuts the door behind me, because if they do, I'm stuck. There, no way out. I'd have to call. This is great. This is where we put naughty children. So, see, as you can see, it's quite damp here. And that's our cellar. The cellar ceiling. Here, a nice dark hole. So, in fact, our cellar has 2 levels. This is the first level. And there's a second one which is deeper here. So, and this contains, I don't know, old bottles, odd stuff. And this is my favorite door of the whole house. This is an old door. Look at that. And when I open this, we have an old barrel. We have the bottles of wine, several sorts of wine we put here. We don't drink that much of it, so it's high time we did, as it's the new year. And here's a little corner where we have my favorite little animal. We have salamanders here, aren't they lovely? Hello. You have to try not to walk on them because, in fact, there are quite a lot of them. I think this one must be dead. Oh no. Looks like a dead one. What happened? That's bizarre. I've never seen dead ones down here. This looks good. Hold on. Let's hold our horses because we're having seafood this evening, so I'm not going to get red wine. What are we having? Trouble is, the snails get in and they eat away at the labels of all these bottles, so it's difficult after a while to know what they are. This is a very dusty affair, but if you ask me, this is just what a cellar should look like. Now, I don't know how long these bottles have been here for, but as far as I can remember, certainly. There's a big barrel, probably contains cider at some point. I think it's going to stay there forever because although it contains nothing now except air, and not very fresh at that, I think it kind of really fits in here. And just imagine, this cellar was full of water after the fire because of all the water that was poured onto the house. It went right into the cellar and it was absolutely full.
Ah, tu prends une photo avant le repas, avant que ce soit le carnage.
C'est ça.
Elle fait comme les Japonais.
Happy New Year.
Allez, la Caroline! Bonne année! Ouais! Voilà, le caramel.
Happy New Year, caramel.
Tu demandes